Gentlemen, that will conclude the question and answer portion of the program. We're going to do closing statements now. We each have 2 minutes, and the order as drawn by you before will be Mr. Mackel, Mr. Buchaneri, Mr. Burns, Mr. Russell, and Mr. Kritz. Mr. Mackel, you have 2 minutes.
As a native son of the Johnstown region, I have Western Pennsylvania deep in my heart. And despite some of the differences that we have, and we've shown here this evening, the warmth with which we treat each other and the genuine concern that we have for each other's well-being is unique and hardly found anywhere else in this nation. I've spent my life in service to others, first as an Air Force veteran and now as a practicing attorney. And today I'm ready to devote 100% of my time and talent to ensuring that our voice is heard in Washington, our job opportunities are abundant, and our region prospers and our future is bright. I think if given the opportunity that I would be the kind of congressman who would work tirelessly to provide opportunities that ensure our children will remain in this region and prosper by putting partisan politics aside and focusing on the issues that matter. Tonight I'm asking for your support and confidence in saying now is the time to come together and get our country and region back on its feet with fiscally responsible policies and decisions based on morals and character, not on opinion polls or pundit criticisms. Thank you very much for your time this evening.
Thank you very much for having me here this evening. I have on my campaign website, Ryan2010.com, I posted extensive answers and policy positions and my vision for the district if you'd like to check that out. Again, my name is Ryan Buchaneri. I was born and raised here in Western Pennsylvania. This is my home. I went on to play football at the U.S. Naval Academy, lived and served throughout the world, including 2 tours in the Middle East, conducted international business on 4 continents. Through my leadership training and my experiences throughout the world, I've seen firsthand what we're up against. So I know what it takes to move this region forward. We can put people back to work here at home by providing energy to the nation. We can create technology to invent a cleaner coal and responsibly tap into our Marcellus Shale gas formation. We can also revive our manufacturing base by becoming leaders and building the next generation of clean technologies that harness the wind, the sun, and the water. And on healthcare, let me be very clear. I know the bill wasn't perfect, but I would have stood up and voted for it because 62,000 members in our district, our friends and family members, our neighbors, need a voice in this district and want to go on and have the kind of care they need. This legislation isn't the end of healthcare reform, it's just the beginning. We must also renew the trust of the American people with courageous leadership and sweeping changes that will change the way Washington works to make it clean and more transparent, or we will never be able to accomplish our most pressing goals to move this nation forward. You now have the chance to speak up with others about the direction you want our region and nation to go, an opportunity to provide the change we need, at a cost of something many Americans before us have paid the ultimate sacrifice to ensure: your voice and your vote. I promise, if you elect me as your nominee on the May 18th primary, you will always know that you have someone who will work just as hard as you do, and that I will never take a vote or your support for granted. I intend to earn that each and every day. Thank you.
Well, we heard a lot of opinions on some very complex issues this evening, but I think this race is rather simple. I mean, do you want someone who has grown up in government and its bureaucracies, or do you want someone who has made it in the real world? Do you want someone who owes Nancy Pelosi for getting him elected, or do you want somebody that's willing to go to Congress and stand up to her? Let me leave you with a question. Let me leave you with this question. Do you think that Nancy Pelosi would be working so hard to get Mark Kritz elected that he would... Hold on.
Ladies and gentlemen, please.
Do you think she would be working so hard to get him elected if she thought for 1 minute that he was going to vote against her agenda? I don't think so. Remember, we don't want someone to go to Congress who thinks they can attract a job. We need to send someone to Congress who knows what it takes to create them. Thank you. Thank you. I humbly ask for your support and your vote on May 18th. And remember, on May 18th, you can vote for me twice and you can do it legally. And I can't come to Johnstown without stopping at Coney Island for a hot dog. So that's where I'm going after the debate. Maybe I'll see some of you there.
Russell.
Well, I'm the one guy who was born someplace else. After 11 states and 7 foreign countries, this is the place where my wife Kasha and I chose to settle down. I can tell you, after 10 years in Europe, 3 years in the Middle East, a year and a half in the Far East, there's no better place in the world to live. In terms of having somebody with a vision, I've been talking about many of the things you've been hearing about tonight. This region leading America to energy independence. We have the resources, we have the people, we have the technology. And if you want somebody who's going to go to Washington, stand up to the establishment on both sides, fight to get Washington out of your way so that we can grow our economy and lead this nation once again and not wait for that next handout from Washington, I'm your man. And I humbly ask for your vote on May the 18th. Thank you so much for coming here tonight. May God bless you all. Drive safe, and God bless America.
Well, thank you all for coming here tonight. Thank you for the opportunity to talk to you about my plan to create jobs in Western Pennsylvania. You know, this is a bittersweet moment for me because if it weren't for the untimely passing of Congressman Murtha, I wouldn't be sitting here in front of you. You know, I want to take this one moment that, you know, many of you have probably seen over the past several weeks that I'm under attack and my positions are always distorted. You know, it's being said that I say one thing and I do another. So I want to take this opportunity that if I've misstated Mr. Burns' position on something, that I apologize. I didn't mean to do that. It was my understanding that he did support the fair tax. And if that's wrong, I apologize. But, you know, what I want to do is I want to go to Congress, and I have a plan. It's a plan about revisiting trade agreements that have cost our area, our region, jobs. It's about eliminating tax loopholes that companies use to ship jobs overseas. It's unconscionable to me that companies are rewarded for shipping jobs overseas with tax deferment. It's about creating or instituting tax incentives to small businesses that create jobs with a livable wage. Jobs that people can start to relive the American dream. People can buy a house and raise their family. And it's about energy. It's wrapped around energy. Coal, Marcellus shale gas, solar, wind, nuclear. We have a lot of natural resources. We have a lot of talent. We have a lot of intellect in this area. And I'm happy to go to Congress to serve you. I ask for your support. I'm like Tim. Vote for me twice. Thank you.
Gentlemen, thanks to all of you and for a very lively and spirited discussion of the issues. We really do appreciate it. Thanks to you for being here tonight. We want to remind you we'll have the 12th District Special Election debate next week at Richland High School at 8 o'clock. Thanks to Westmont High School at 7 o'clock. I'm sorry, 7 o'clock. Thanks to Westmont High School for the use of their facility. And please, let your voices be heard beyond tonight. And you can do that on May 18th. We urge you to vote. We only vote once. You can vote one guy twice. But please go out and exercise that road on the 18th. And thank you very much. Have a good night.